Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, Rayron VR. And today we're going to be talking about probably the biggest section when it comes to model railroading, when it comes to the National Model Railway Month here on the channel. And that's going to be scenery. Now, scenery is definitely that one thing that really gives the sandbox feel when it comes to this hobby, that you can create your own world. You can create that prototypical world that you've seen either a picture or been to, or recreate this town in a certain era. When it comes to scenery, this is what makes model railroading so unique and just so beautiful when it comes to the hobby. Now, I can easily do a 30-day video series or multiple hour-long video essay regarding scenery. There's so much to it. You can put as much detail as you want into it. You can do as much of a scale if you have the space to it, if you do like N scale or Z scale. But today we're going to talk about just a very overarching perspective when it comes to scenery and the hobby. So let's talk about some of the titans when it comes to scenery, and that is Woodland Scenics. So the first one we're going to talk about here is Woodland Scenics. They have a wide variety of products. Like, this is just the general scope of what they have to offer. You've got terrain, you've got shaping material, you've got paints, you've got ballast, you've got brush, shrubbery, trees. They got these plug and play lighting system. They've got vehicles. You can create scenes. There's so much when it comes to scenery that it's basically the limit is your imagination. How far do you want to take it? And it is endless possibilities. And as you can see here, you can create snow effects, you can create water. It just goes on and on and on. So yeah, just a quick snapshot here. Again, you got vehicles, even vehicles now that have the plug and play system, meaning that you just plug it in when it comes to wiring, and you've got these cars that have headlights, interior lighting. It's kind of ridiculous how far scenery has come in the hobby. So again, when it comes to scenery, Woodland Scenics is definitely the go-to. Now, it can be a little bit expensive, and when it comes to scenery, you can use your imagination. You can use third-party brands and products to really get the scenery that you want. But again, have a look at Woodland Scenics. They're definitely the main titan when it comes to manufacturing and when it comes to the products of model railroading. Now, the other titan that we're going to be talking about is Walthers. Walthers has just, again, a plethora of a catalog when it comes to scenery. Again, if you get that catalog book from Walthers, it's a pretty thick book. There's pages upon pages. I remember as a kid, the biggest section within the catalog was the scenery, was the cornerstone section. So when it comes to their cornerstone kind of catalog here, it's just a wide variety of tools, wide variety of buildings. Again, it is one of those things that your imagination is really the limit when it comes to this. Sky is the limit when it comes to perfecting what you want to create. And what's cool about this is that you've got master model railroaders that, yeah, you got your normal kits here. But what you can do is you can kit bash these. You can take one kit. Let's say we take a wall from this particular Red Wing Milling Corporation, and then just glue it to this diesel house. I mean, I don't know why you would, but kit bashing is a cool thing because you can get that particular shape if one of these particular model kits don't have the right building shapes that you're trying to create or trying to create a prototypical building of. And kit bashing is a wonderful thing. And then some other people just scratch build, which is a whole nother topic in itself when it comes to just you get pieces of styrofoam together or styrene or pieces of wood, and you literally just create a building from scratch, either from a blueprints that you can put together or just kind of a kit that you actually have to cut each tile when it comes to a building. I mean, it gets crazy when it comes to details when it comes to this part. So again, Walthers has a huge catalog of buildings and just scenery and details when it comes to the hobby. And it's definitely something that I've always loved when it comes to the catalogs. I always circle or highlight which buildings I particularly want. And it's taken me a long time to actually get into this scenery aspect of model railroading. Typically, I always run in circles. If you look at my layout that I have, my modular layout, I'm just now scratching the surface when it comes to the buildings and the scenery and so forth. So yeah, definitely just a lot to offer. And then they also have these scene masters. They have a wide variety of details. You can get UPS trucks. You can get these bags of sand, grain, cement packaging, which is pretty cool. You've got USPS there. So it's just a wide variety. Again, it is unlimited what you can do with this hobby. Just looking through all that we got here. So we got some wild deer, some crossings. It's just so cool to see. And traffic lights. And again, this goes for HO, and I think they've got a little bit of Z, but the fair offering is HO. Again, when I talk about all this stuff, I tend to look at the perspective of HO, but you can almost cut and paste N scale into the conversation as well, because there's a good variety of N scale as well. Now, again, these are two big titans. Now, there's a wide variety of independent manufacturers that we're starting to see kind of get kickstarted here in the latest years of 2020, and it's pretty cool to see. Now, there's one particular YouTube channel I would highly recommend, and that is Nutrax Modeling. If you want to see an independent creator, manufacturer, kit designer, and so forth, this is actually a very good website. It's basically a group of people who came together and wanted to celebrate the joys of modeling and kit bashing. And they used to do virtual train shows, which is how I found them during the pandemic. And it was just a wide variety of ways to advertise these up and coming manufacturers. And so they got a whole bunch of videos into the hobby, which is pretty cool. Look, they got a machine shop here. They got build alongs that you can do, and I highly respect what they do. And right now I believe they're a nonprofit organization, a 501c3 corporation, and it's pretty cool what they do. And the donations that they get through tips and memberships and so forth, they give a scholarship program for viewers that are into the hobby, or those who are going through school who want to pursue in modeling. They give away a scholarship opportunities for the up and coming generation, which is awesome to see. So I've been a big fan of theirs ever since they started. Oh my goodness, I think in 2020 or 2021. But yeah, definitely, I highly recommend it. You'll get a lot of the independent creators when it comes to manufacturing, which is awesome. Now, one manufacturer that I want to talk about in particular that I found through Nutrax Modeling, and there should be no surprise here if you guys have followed my channel, and that is Mini Prints. So Bernard from Mini Prints from Canada has a 3D printing company called Mini Prints, and he tries to fill the gaps in the market. Now, I have a whole video that's going to be dedicated to 3D printing, so I'll leave my thoughts on that towards that video. But again, this is just one of many new up-and-coming manufacturers that are changing the game in the hobby, and you're gonna get some really unique items. Now the biggest thing that I'm a fan of is, and I'll kind of show you guys here, is the mini-me's. These are actually real life people that Bernard has scanned through train shows, and it's pretty freaking cool. You get unique poses, and the one thing that I like about mini prints is that these do not like they've been manufactured in China. Like, it is the human body. You're going to get very unique and different proportions, aspects, and just uniqueness when it comes to your minifigures. And it is a great, cool thing to see. You also have different YouTubers. Again, I'm going to have a whole independent video about YouTubers. And this is just awesome that you can have your YouTubers, you can have yourself on an HO and O layout. And it's just so cool to see. Again, we got all sorts of celebrities here in the model railroading. I'm going to call them celebrities because they do so much for the hobby, and it's just great to see that you can immortalize them on your personal layout, which is so cool. And yeah, it's just a lot of good things happening here. Now, you must ask yourself, have I been scanned? And the question, or I should say the answer is yes, I have. So if I haven't, let me fix the the ratio here real quick. Um, yeah, hang on, give me one hot minute here. There we go. So that way you can see the full picture. But so this is my first body scan. So I dressed up in a costume because I wanted you guys to have a dragon on the layout. And this is a little bit more in the D&D side of the house, but I believe this is so cool to be scanned as a dragon. And so I had a costume with the dragon head. I had a sphere object, but it was so hard to scan because there are limitations to the body scans, and so Bernard had to insert basically a sphere device like an orb or something. And then I was wearing some claw feet at the bottom. It looks kind of quirky, but it's like there's so many different poses that you can do with this, or different type of scenery that you can put this in, like a Halloween costume, trick or treaters. If you want to go crazy, if you have an RPG element to your layout, fantasy theme, like I don't know, just like a fair or maybe a circus. There's so many different places that you can put this figurine, so you too can have a Rayron on your layout. Now, I recorded this video in September, so that's why it's not up on the store yet. But I imagine when this video goes out, this is all alphabetical order, so you'll find me in the R section, so you too can order a Rayron for your layout. So I'll kind of go in between Radisson here and Ray from Around the Layout podcast. But so cool to see. I think that's different Ray. But anyways, so cool to see what we got here. So yeah, guys, that is basically scenery in a nutshell. Again, I can go for hours. I can make a whole video series just dedicated on scenery. But there's so much out there, so many great manufacturers that are up and coming. Again, you also got Walthers and Wunix Scenics to choose from. Again, this is the great part of the hobby. Create what you feel like creating. Again, if you want to go prototypical, go prototypical. If you want to go fantasy, you can do that too. Again, don't let anyone tell you how to run your layout at home. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.